West Ham United take on Southampton in exactly 24 hours' time in our hope to get that Europa League space. We are 1 point away. We just need 1 point. We are unbeaten in our last 6 games against our opponents tomorrow that are Southampton. Mike will be inside the stadium cheering the lads on. But Mike, firstly, how are you?
Yeah, great, Jake. You? Yeah, very excited about tomorrow. Yeah,
I know.
I can't wait to get there. And yeah, I think it'd be nice to get there and give the lads a cheer, and they've deserved it because they've had a good season. Full stop.
Yeah. Completely agree. And this is. I mean, people have been saying, we've got to make an atmosphere in there because these players, they haven't seen the fans yet. Soufal hasn't seen the fans yet. Jesse Lingard, it might be his last game for West Ham. Who knows? But we will just have to wait and see on that one. But I mean, it's all in our hands now. Everyone is looking. Can we get that 1 point that we need to get Europa League football? Are you confident that we're going to at least get that point?
Yeah, I am. And I've said it all along. I've said it for ages now. I didn't think we'd really get a Champions League place. But as long as we got a chance to get European football in the last game and it's in our own hands, I mean, we couldn't ask for much more than that, really.
Oh, no. Yeah, I completely agree. And, it will be good. There'll be nerves creeping in. There's certainly nerves in my body, that's for sure. Let's see who's in the chat. Afternoon to everyone. Carol's in. Hope you're well, Carol. And James Bong. Oi, oi. Right, here we go. Scott's in as well. He says, evening. Oh. Chef, yeah, he's just put afternoon. Chef is on break. 19 days on the bounce, missing golf. Massive game tomorrow. Confident Spurs won't get anything against anything at Leicester. Well, my condolences firstly go to you, Scott, because you haven't been able to get out on the golf course in 19 days. I feel for you because I think you were pretty much on the course every single day. But I feel for you. Obviously, we are going to have the team of the seasons rolling out. I think the first one's going to go out on Tuesday, and the first one was filmed last night, Mike. So make sure you look out for that by dropping a like on the video, subscribing, and all of that. And I put a little hint in there of who the first one will be. But when you look at Southampton, who are you fearing, and what's your thoughts on their overall season?
Well, they were up there, weren't they? At the top of the league, weren't they? Just before Christmas or around about Christmas time. I mean, they've dropped like a stone since. Yeah, we still got to fear them because we've seen it, haven't we? Any team can do it at any time. Danny Ings for me is, I think he's fit now. I don't know about Shea Adams, where he's going to play or not, but yeah, they're still, I mean, they've got nothing to play for, but they've got no pressure, have they? So they can just come out and play. But let's just hope that, some of them are on the beach.
Yeah, hello. And Scott says, confident Spurs won't get anything at Leicester, and obviously we're all looking at the bigger picture, and we will just have to wait and see on that. But they've got some dangerous players, that's for sure. Do Southampton? I'm just having a look at their squad. I mean they've got some really decent players, and it will be hard. We did find it hard. We did find it hard to break them down in December, but this only means one thing. If you will remember, go back to I'm just gonna remind you. Back in December, Craig Dawson was put in the starting lineup for the first time. It's his anniversary, I'd like to call it. So he's going to come on 2 forms today. He hasn't been on for a while, but here he is, big Craig Dawson. He has told me before that he's really looking forward to playing Southampton again. Hopefully he's going to be able to whack Che Adams' head again, and it's a good anniversary for him. And we've got him in his Canning Town Lens style as well. There he is. There's Craigie. But there we go. Craig Dawson in the other fixture earlier on. That was his first game for West Ham, and the rest is history, as they'd say, Mike.
Well, he's had 2 good games. The last 2 games, I think he's played really well, especially against West Brom. We needed him to turn up and be big and strong. We know how they play. Although Sam didn't like it. Mickey stopped talking about it after the game, but there you go. I think that was Sarah Grapes. Joking aside, now Dawson was strong and he put in a lot of blocks in the last couple of games, and he's used the ball well as well. So, yeah, impressed with the last 2 games from him, because he did have a little bit of a dodgy spell, but be fair to him, he's bounced back well.
Yeah, for forever blowing bubbles. I hope you're well. Scott says, yes, well reminded. I'll message Mr. Richard now with your team of the season. Yeah, loads of team of the seasons have come in, so look out for them. It's going to be really exciting to film some more of them. Forever says Saints will be in holiday mode, so we should get at least a point. Yeah, I completely agree. Glad that Tizzy ain't fit. Yeah, so am I. Forever says, how many Saints players who do not want to be injured? That's a good point. I mean, these players, Danny Ings, these players, and especially James Ward-Prowse as well, don't want to get injured because they might be on the plane going to the Euros. Scott says, I hope they rest James Ward-Prowse with the Euros in mind. I don't know when the England squad is announced. I don't know. It seems like everyone else has put their squad out, but we'll just have to wait and see. And just for you, Scott, there could be a special guest in 30 minutes, just for you, Scott. But talking of guests, let's bring him on. All the way over from Ireland. Mike, do you know who it is?
I'm having a guess. It's Kath. Yeah, Kath.
It's Caffel. Caffel, how are you?
I'm good. Yourselves?
Yeah, good buddy.
Yeah, not too bad. So, firstly, your thoughts.
Surviving. I'm a bit tired. I got the vaccine thing yesterday, so my arm's a bit stiff. But I'll survive. I had to go. I was working. I'm off work a bit now, so I'm home and I'm on the shows.
You are. So let's have a hashtag get well soon for Caffel in the chat as well. But firstly, your thoughts on the game. We just need 1 point.
Yeah, and I don't see why we'd go in with that mindset. Just they're not great. Go for them. They're one of those teams. They're very hot and cold. They're always one that could turn you over on the right day. But it'd be lovely. Just the fans are back. Just go out and have one of those. We like ending the seasons well enough.
Yeah.
We've sort of had a good few last games. So I think we should just go for it. We're well good enough to.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I completely agree. But I did a little show earlier on, and Dad put in the chat, would you take a point now? So I'm going to ask you both. Mike, firstly, would you take a point right now?
I would take a point right now if they're going to offer it, but I don't think we should go out and play like that. I think you just got to go out there, and like Caffel said, just go for it. I mean, if you sit back, you're asking for trouble. I think you just got to go out and play your normal game. And get at them, and okay, you can't go gun ho, but you've got to still try and get at them and cause them some problems. Because if we can get 1 or 2 goals up, I think their heads will drop a little bit. So, hopefully, it's when we go 3 up, I start to worry.
Yeah, I do completely agree with that. I think we can't go out there with a mindset of just sitting back and hoping for a draw, but I definitely take it right now. Caffel, would you?
No, feck it. Like, what? We're good enough. Why would we take a point? Maybe after the game and after the way we've played the last few games, half an hour in, I might take a point. But I'm not gonna. I wouldn't want to take a point now. No, I wouldn't take it.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I can see where you're both coming from with it, to be honest. As Caffel says, let's go for it. We are good enough. But yeah, again, this is West Ham we're talking about, and we have messed up this season, and we just don't want to mess up again. Here's a question then: if we get a penalty, who do you think should take it? Caffel, I'll go to you first.
Someone like Cresswell, good set piece taker, good technique.
Yeah, Pete said that.
I'd say there's plenty of players. Like Rice has never filled me with confidence penalties, even the ones he scored. It's the way he doesn't. Noble has a really good knack to take penalties because he kicks it straight. Rice has like a curve to it. It curves towards the corner, so the keeper has that curve to get at it. If it's just going straight, I could see someone like Cresswell just pinging it. But give it to someone or someone who Souček used to take penalties, didn't he? I'm pretty sure Souček took penalties for them. He'd take a good lash at it. I'd be confident with most players. I'd probably be confident if Rice was to take one, but I just think you should be hitting the target. if it's
Yeah.
penalty. It's a huge goals. Them things are massive.
Yeah. And Mike, who would you go for?
Yeah, I agree. Souček, he used to take them, so I mean, he should be confident. And like I say, you just need to step up and hit the target. You know, we need Julian Dix on the bench. But I mean, joking aside, you just got to be confident. You got to run up to the ball as though you mean to hit it and smash it. And I mean, most of the time, like Dix used to hit them, you know, halfway up the goal in the middle. And, you know what I mean? 99% of the time, the keeper's going to dive. And if you get it over his head and his arm, I mean, he's going to go in. But
it's not worth breaking your wrist.
Schmeichel nearly did, didn't he? Many years ago, I remember that one. But joking aside, you just got to be confident. You want someone to take it who's going to be confident. And to be fair, Rice was confident. Obviously, he stepped up. He scored the last one. But I, like Caffel, was not confident he was going to score that penalty. The way he walked up to it, I thought, no, I can see something going horribly wrong here. I think Antonio wants it, but I'm not sure. Not sure about that one.
Oh, I said to Dad, Rice needs to stamp his authority. One app said Rice needs to stamp his authority. He let Lingard take the last one. Rice take it. That's what I said, like in the moment, but just have to wait and see. Yeah, just not Fornals, please. Honestly, Fornals couldn't score an open goal 2 yards out.
He'd hit the target. It'd just be a nice wee P roller. It'd be a nice Pete roller on target.
Hopefully we will see. Where is the comment? Right then. So we're talking about the starting lineup then. #free Benrahma. Will Moyes drop Benrahma for Bowen? I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Hold fire, Scott. Forever says we beat Saints last game of the season 3-0 a few years ago. Let's hope that happens again. Benrahma has to start. I completely agree. Scott says agree with Mike. I'd take the point all day long, but we can't go out there and play for it. Recipe for disaster. Forever says I take a point, which means Europa League. Scott says if it's 0-0 after 65 minutes, is Moyes throwing Johnson, Fredericks, and Diop on? I wouldn't put it past them. Scott says Bowen or Benrahma on penalties for me. Luke, hope you're well. Luke says Fabianski for pen.
Probably dislocate his hip.
Oh dear.
Probably get injured running out there.
Yeah.
Would you start? See, I thought this. West Ham put Noble on Twitter today, and I thought, I swear to God, if Noble's starting, please. If Rice has picked up another little niggle that we don't know about,
I wouldn't even be too pissed off with Noble starting. Southampton aren't a very mobile midfield. They have the likes of Romeu and all in there. It's not like you're putting them up against Chelsea where they've lads like Kante and Mount there who are going to outrun them all day. I'm not saying start Noble, but I'm not going to throw up a storm if he does play, because I think it's one of those games he'd have the tempo for it.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point. We are now going to talk about some predicted lineups then. So I pulled up a predicted lineup. I haven't actually looked at it, so I'm going to look at it before I put it up on screen. Yes, I agree with that. So then, this is a predicted lineup. 4-2-3-1 formation. Randolph in goal. I believe we don't know whether Fabianski is going to be back. A back four of Soufal, Dawson, Bonner and Creswell, Souček, Rice, and then the front four of Benrahma, Lingard, Fornals, and Antonio. I would prefer to see Bowen in there, he's not going to drop Lingard, is he? But definitely not for Benrahma, definitely not for Antonio, because we need Antonio. People say, perhaps we should drop Antonio, but I'll put this to you first, Mike. We miss something. We miss that physical presence. We miss that, what's the word? That dominance up front where we can just lump the ball up and he can hold it up, and we look like a completely vulnerable side without Antonio in there. So he can't be dropped for starters.
No, you can't leave Antonio out. I mean, he got bullied a little bit, didn't he? Against West Brom, a couple of times he got pushed off the ball. They got two big defenders as well, but I don't think they've got a lot of pace in their back four. And if Antonio can just weave by one or two of them now and again, I think, he's done well against Southampton in the past. Actually, the last game I went to, I think, was Southampton when we beat them 3-1. I think that was the last game I went to, and I'm feeling confident, and I think Antonio, yeah, he blows a little bit hot and cold in games, but he is that man up front to give us a target to hit it to still. And you got to start the guy. I think you got to start the guy in this game, definitely.
Yeah.
I can't see Moyes, leaving him out at all. I can't see him leaving. I'm looking at that squad that you put up there, that team that you put up there, Jake, and I think that is it. Full stop. I can't see it being any different than that.
Yeah. I agree. Right then, someone just popped in, pulling funny faces at me, so I can't just leave them in the green room. Otherwise, I'm gonna start laughing even more. James, how are you?
All right, James.
We are good, mate. We are good. We're sitting high in the league.
Can't hear you. Is that just me?
No, you can hear. Can you not hear me?
I got you, mate.
I can hear him.
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah.
Got you now.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, well, it's good, mate. It's good. Tomorrow, I think we roll Southampton pretty comfortable, if I'm honest. Hearty atmosphere. 100%.
Yeah. Fans back will be a massive boost, that's for sure. But firstly, Mike, would you change anything from that lineup you can see at the bottom of your screen?
No, not at all. That's my lineup, mate. I'm going with that, and I think Moyes will pick it. That's how he's going to go. I think. Bowen is a little bit unlucky, to be fair, not to get a start. But it's always good to have him up your sleeve because you've got a bit of firepower to come in off the bench. So I'm happy with that lineup, and I think that's how he's going to go.
Yeah, Caffel, anything you would change there?
No, I think that's the right lineup. Even if someone like Fabianski's back, I'd keep Randolph in because there's no point having a good performance if you're going to be dropped. That would just show. I know it's happened before, and it's not something that would be too shocking. But if you're going to play like that, I think you need to be rewarded for it. And who knows? It could probably be his last game for us if he is going to be playing. So I think give him a go in front of the fans.
Yeah, I agree. And James, then you can see that lineup at the bottom of your screen: 4-2-3-1, Randolph in goal, and the rest. Anything you would change?
Nah. Our team seems to pick itself every week, mate. When they're all fit, it's very rarely we have to do like massive changes. I think that's about the right team. Ben Rama in. It'd be interesting to see if he plays again because he come off the other day and I thought he played all right. Yeah, and is it the last game that we see Lingard in a West Ham shirt? Let's hope not.
Hope not.
Yeah, it could well be. That is for sure. I'm going to bring up a Southampton lineup for you now, and we are going to dissect that. So Fraser forced it in goal. Carl Walker-Peters, Jan Bednarek, Yannick Vestergaard, Jack Stevens, James Ward-Prowse, Stuart Armstrong, Theo Walcott, Nathan Redmond, Danny Ings, and Nathan Teller. I believe Nathan Teller's the young lad that scored against a couple of weeks ago. Mike, I'll come to you first. There's definitely some power and some ability in that lineup.
Oh, definitely, yeah. There's a decent team. I mean, they've got both the centre backs back now, haven't they? I mean, they've had one or the other missing for a while, so it's not going to be easy. I mean, the thing is though that I'm just hoping, like I said earlier, that they're just going to be on the beach. You know what I mean? Pina colada in one hand, thinking about it, and not really giving it absolutely everything. Whereas we're going to be, and we've got to be, full stop. But yeah, that's a decent lineup, mate, and they've got plenty of good players in there.
Yeah, I mean, just to pick out some, I think Walker-Peters there, Theo Walcott, Danny Ings, they can cause us some problems, Caffel.
Yeah, well, they're not a bad team. They're just they're hot and cold, but there's not a lot of pace there. It's a very sort of grafty team, especially the back line. They're with someone like Jack Stevens and Vestergaard and Bednarek in there. There's not an awful lot of pace. I think they're to be got at. And the problem could be that we're a counter-attacking team. Is that team good enough to be sort of attacking you, that you can get the counters on them? And if we can get the counter on them, I think we beat them handily enough. It's just the fact that the last few games we haven't been able to play counter because we playing majority of the ball in a lot of the games. So it's just rely player to player. I think we're better than them in nearly every position. So I think it's very beatable.
Yeah, and finally, James, your overall thoughts on that, and one player that you think is going to be difficult to keep a lid on tomorrow.
Ward-Prowse will be the one who's going to be a problem. Free kicks, corners, especially with their right and all that. He's got a wicked set piece delivery. They got a half decent team, Southampton, and don't forget Southampton were top of the league at the start of the season. They started off like a train, and then they just sort of fell apart towards the end, like middle to end, and didn't win a game ever. So I think it's a good team, but I think it's a team that knows there's nothing to play for, and we've got to play for something. So even if we don't win, even if we draw the game, like I think it's if we just be professional on this and not try and like run before we can walk, then I think it's an easy win tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? If we try and come out the traps slow and give Southampton a goal start, like we have done recently with teams, then we're going to find it hard yet again.
Yeah, I agree. Let's take some comments. Let me scroll up to where we last were. Southampton will score. I hope he does, bless him, in front of the fans. That would be amazing, that's for sure. And James Roy come on said, just we are great. Just that'll do. We are great. There you go. And then he's come on. Forever says, get the point, and we will be the number 2 London team, and we finish above Arsenal. Get in. I hate that club. Here we go then. Who is your hammer of the year? We will do a video on this after the season's finished, but just the one-word answer. We will go around the room. Firstly, to you, Mike.
To me, Southampton's my man. It's close. It's him, Rice, Souček. They've all been very consistent. But I just think although he's not had many 8, 9s out of 10s in my mind, but every game he's a 6, 7 or an 8. He is consistent. I can't remember a goal coming from a mistake he's made. I think we had a problem in that right back position, and he's come in there and he's sorted that out big time. Rice has been great, and so has Souček, but for me, I just like this guy. He comes in, he rolls his sleeves up, he gives it everything. And not only that, I think he's just so good about the team. You know, he's in the changing rooms. I just imagine him being, like top lad. And you need players that are going to fit into the West Ham philosophy and David Moyes' philosophy. And he's done that. And I just think he's a bargain of the season.
Yeah, and that is a big hint for Mike's team of the season as well. But Cathal, your hammer of the year.
Yeah, I agree with everything Mike said. Be Soufal as well. I don't think I have much more to add. He sort of said everything there. He's just changed the whole sort of work rate of the team. Someone like that coming in, the more players you add like that, the more up to it. And he's brought that with him, and his quality as well as that, he's top notch.
Yeah, I completely agree. And James, are you going to set off a 4 or Soufal, or are you going to put a spanner in the works for someone else?
Nah, Soufal's the man, mate. He's the best right back I've seen at this club for 20 years. That's no joke. Since going back to Glenn Johnson, I've seen good right backs. But I know Glenn Johnson was only with us 6 months before we sold him, but he still went on to be a top quality right back for Chelsea and Liverpool and etc. Soufal's top class, mate. 5.4 million, first season in the league, consistent. He's played every game, barring the Southampton away game where he was come on as a sub. He's top class, mate. What he brings to the team, his passion, his drive. He loves football. He loves to defend, this man, and that is what I like to see. I like to see me defenders who know how to defend and me attackers who like to attack. And he deserves it, I think, more than anything. Souček does run close. does run in very close with the goals that he's got this season. But for consistency, I can't really remember Southampton having a game where after he's been absolutely terrible. And that to me says a lot. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, Southampton for me, player of the year and richly deserved.
I agree. Forever Blown Bubbles is talking about the lineup. He says it seems every lineup is 2 out of 3 for Benny, Bowen, and Fornals. Yeah, it is. Scott says Walker Peters in the top 3 of the right backs for me this season. Is that a hint for his team of the season? He says big hint, Richard. However, he just misses out. Forever Global says, hopefully the Saints would treat it like a testimonial game. Here he is, DJ Rusty B himself. Hope you well, Russ. Southampton have been on the beach since January. Yeah, I think they have. And something coming on that in the week. Look out over on my Hammers 11. Dad says, who would have thought that at the start of the season we would need 1 point on the final day to get European football? Absolutely no one. All of us here will have laughed at you in September. Paul says, we must put a strong performance and win for the fans attending. Yeah, Mike will be one of the 10,000 in there. So let's hope that with that we can have a good performance for Mike. Dad says, do you get a lap of honour, Russ? Well, I don't know. I do have the lap of honour will go to Russ as well. Best DJ in the Premier League. Robert says Hammer of the Year. So Paul's agreeing with Sufo as that Hammer of the Year. Energy and passion and a proper defender. Scott says Supal deserves it for his performance against Villa alone. Yeah. Sorry, did I say Grealish alone? Yeah, I know.
Scott, yeah.
But yeah. Oh, we need to see Mike's crutches on the TV as well. They'll pan round on the crowd. There'll be Mike standing with his crutches up, doing the irons with his crutches. There he is. Oh dear. Further Blown Bubbles says, do you think Moyes would allow the team to play for a point? Probably he might do, but we'll just have to wait and see. Right, a couple of questions before we move on to our predictions then. Mike, to you first. How do you think the game's going to pan out, and where do you think it's going to be won or lost? And don't do what James did last week and say on the pitch.
This one, mate, I mean, yeah, we got to take control of midfield. I don't know whether Romeo was going to be fit or not, was he?
Let's have a look at
this.
On this Predict 11 that I took off the Southampton page, they said
I mean,
no.
he's defensive player anyway, really. I mean, he gets about the pitch a bit and puts a few tackles in, but as
he's a tough lad who likes to hurt people.
Yeah, Caffel, you're right. They haven't got a lot of pace in midfield. I want to see Rice driving with that ball again. I want to see him coming out of that midfield, and he did it a few times against West Brom. And obviously, he's still early days. He's only 2 games back from after being out injured. But I think that's where we could win and lose this game. I'm confident we're going to win it in there. Souček and Rice, and I hope Antonio's got his shooting boots on. I said it for the last game. Jesse Lingard is due a good game. And I hope he has one tomorrow, and I hope we can, give him give him some encouragement to try and make him stay. So I'm just hoping. I'm just really hoping that we can win that battle in the midfield, and we can counter attack them and get by their defence.
Yeah, and Cappell, it's really important we don't give away stupid free kicks in and around the box as well, because they've got a very deadly free kick taker as well, Cappell.
Definitely.
Yeah, he's a class act, especially with the dead ball. I really like him. I know he gets a lot of people just sort of maybe it's just Twitter, but he doesn't get an awful lot of respect a lot of the time. But he's a great footballer. He's old style. He's real technical. But as Mike said, we should be all over that midfield. There's not much legs to it. It's crafty. It's sort of they'll tactical foul you. They'll take you down if they need to. They're crafty. They'll stick to you. And but we've the quality and the graft. Like, our lads are grafters as well, but they're quality. And Rice is one of those lads who can start an attack from the D of his own box. So he can run that the whole way up. So we, as Mike said, we need someone like Rice on top form. And we need just the attack gets their chances. The attack will get their chances. We just need them to be sort of clinical. I think, what did we have? Something like 17 shots in the last match, maybe? I know a lot of them could have just been punts. But the match before that, or the 2 matches before that, I think we only had two or three shots on target. We need to just have a bit more clinical and take advantage of the opportunities we get, because earlier on in the season when we were playing our best football, we could only had 7 or 8 chances a match and we were putting 6, 7 of them on target. So we just need the lads to be up for it, and we're as good or better than them on every part of that pitch. So we just need them to be in the right headspace and the right game plan, and we'll win the game. It's simple.
Yeah. James, your thoughts on what Kaffel was said, because they could be really, really dangerous around the penalty area.
Yeah, James Ward-Prowse, mate. He's the one that I fear. Free kicks, corners, crosses. Yeah, he's a good, decent player, and he's a Portsmouth lad, but he plays for Southampton. You wouldn't believe that if anyone would have told you. But yeah, listen. At the end of the day, I think we overrun them. I think we overrun them massively, and we've got better players in better areas. And it's a game where this is going to be one side wants it and the other side don't. And if we don't win this game, I'll be quite stunned. Like, really, considering like it's a game against a team.
Yeah.
But to me, I think tomorrow I just cannot see anything other than a win, and a comfortable win at that. And I think we just overrun them. I think we just bulldoze through their midfield. And yeah, Ward-Prowse for me is their main threat. But if you stop him, I think you stop Southampton, in my opinion.
Yeah, right. We've got a fan that's just come in, and it's Scott's favourite fan that comes. It's not a West Ham fan, not a Southampton fan, but he is beaming with joy. It's Brentford Clive. How are you?
Good! I'm a little bit over the moon, mate.
We
thought he might be, mate.
How are you?
I'm fine, buddy. Absolutely fine.
Come on, Ed. Your thoughts? You turned it around to beat Bournemouth. You're through to the playoff final, and could be back in the Premier League.
Well, it wouldn't be back in the Premier League. It'd be in the Premier League for our first time. But we were in the old First Division, but we left there in 1947, so we're long overdue a trip back there, mate. Long overdue. And I tell you what. If we play like we did today, next week, if we play like we did today, it doesn't matter who we play. We'll win. We'll absolutely win. There's no doubt on that. But 9 times we've been here before, and we got a reputation for bottling it. So let's see what happens. But right now, I'm enjoying the moment, Jake.
Yeah, too right, mate.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Scott says, congrats, Brentford Clive. Massive result. 1 foot on the Premier League, sir. So you could be back in the Premier League, and you'll be facing the 2 sides that we're talking about today. Just quickly, your thoughts: West Ham versus Southampton, and on the final day of the Premier League season. There's still quite a bit. There's still quite a bit to decide.
Is that me you're asking?
Yeah. Go on.
Sorry, mate. What was the question? Sorry.
I'll just your thoughts, because you're going to be playing perhaps these sides next season. West Ham, Southampton sides like this. Your thoughts on the Premier League this season? And you're on a West Ham channel. Do you think West Ham can get the 3 points tomorrow?
Yes, I do. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. You'll get the 3 points. There's no doubt about that. Where will that put you in the league? Will that put you in Europe, Jake?
Yeah, Europa, that will, mate. Yeah.
Europa League.
1 point gives
the league. Yeah.
Good. Fair play. Because I tell you what, I honestly thought you'd go down this year. I really did. After last season, I thought you'd go down. So whatever Moyes has done, he's done fantastic for you. And I really do hope that you make it to Europe. And I hope you do well as well. But keep your hands off of our players, all right? They're not yours to have, they're ours.
Yeah, well, we've definitely got an eye on some of them. That's for sure. Here's a
Well,
question
mate,
for you
if we
then.
go up, you can forget it because they just won't be for sale. Won't be for sale.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Brentford go up. They're not
Forever
go any-
blown bubbles. Yeah. For ever blown bubbles, ask Clive, who would you like to play in the final?
Swansea. We want to do a proper number on them. They don't deserve to be in the final. They're cheats. Their managers are an idiot. They don't deserve to be there. I want Swansea, and I want us to do a proper job on them.
I like it. Right, loads of questions coming in for you. But we will get to them in just a second. But we're going to go round and give our predictions now for the West Ham versus Southampton game. Let's go to Caffel. Let's go to you first. What's your predictions?
I'll go for a 3-1. I think Benrahma will get a goal. I think Lingard will. Who knows if it's a send off or not? I think Lingard will get one in front of the fans and everyone will go mental. And I think Bowen will come on and get a late one, and I think Danny Ings will score for them.
Yeah. I could see that happening. James, your prediction?
I think we roll these, mate, quite comfortably, really. I agree with Caffel, 3-1, 4-1 maybe. I think Antonio score. I ain't going to say Benrahma scores, but he assists a goal, I reckon, tomorrow. Soucek might get a couple. Because now Rice is there. Now Rice is back, he can score. But I just want to say something before you move on. There's a few things I want to say. Firstly, I want to thank Jake for all the lives he's done over the last sort of 6 months. All these sort of things. Basically, all the football stuff in lockdown. You've helped a lot of people out, and you might not see it, you have, mate, but you have. I think all the stuff's helped a lot of people in different ways, passing the times and all that, and it goes a long way. And secondly, the reason why West Ham have done so well this season, which no one's not mentioned, is Declan Rice is our captain. And now he is our captain, I can see a different West Ham level going forward. Mark Noble's a great player. He'd always be a great player, West Ham. He'd always be remembered. But he's never been world class. Declan Rice is a world class DM, and I think now he's captain, he attracts younger players to the club, and we progress to a far better team than we've ever been. And that's it. So yeah, I'm going to say 4-1 West Ham tomorrow, and I think it'll be a party.
I'm open.
And a season party. It will be one hell of a party if we do get that win. That is for sure. But Mike, finally, your prediction, because you'll be there. Mike will be there.
Yeah, I'll be there, mate. I'll be there cheering them on. And I think we're going to win, mate. I think we'll win by a couple of goals. I was going to say 3-1 as well, to be honest. I think that's the last game I went to with Southampton. We won that 3-1. And I just think we've got to be too good for them tomorrow. And we need to, it'd be so good if we can sit out with a win, not be biting our fingernails, scraping a draw to get that point we need for Europa League. It'd be great to sort of give the lads all a clap, for, David Moyes and his team of what they've done this year has been fantastic. Above all our expectations, let's be totally honest. And it'd be just nice to give them, the applause and the backing and on the day that they deserve, and show them, thanks very much. So I'm looking forward to it, mate. Even though I'm going to be hobbling there on my crutches, but I think I'll leave the painkillers out tomorrow. And I haven't had a drink for 3 weeks. I might have one tomorrow. Or 2.
Scott says, I wonder if Tony fancies a European tour. Do you reckon he'll fancy a European tour in East London and all over the world, Clive?
No, mate, he won't. No, he's a West London boy now.
Yeah.
He won't be going anywhere, mate.
No, he stays there now. If they go up, he stays there.
If we go up, he'll stay.
Yeah. Hopefully we hear David Moyes' Claret Blue Army tomorrow. Definitely. Hopefully we can hear that, and we can make an atmosphere in there. Let's hope so. Frank Blowell says, "Do you think, with there being no fans this season, has made it a better season for West Ham?" I think it has in a way. In my opinion, it might have done, it might not have done. We will never know. Tony would love a European tour. Right, we're going to go on to some predictions then. Forever says 2-0 to West Ham. Scott saying 3-1. Benrahma brace. Clive will like that, that's for sure. 3-1 Irons, Dawson, Benrahma, Lingard, Dawson on the score sheet. Love that as always. Mixie, hope you're well. Subscribe if you're new. A 4-1 Antonio, Lingard, and Bowen 2. Then we'll have 4 players on double figures. We will. That would be decent. Lots of really positive predictions out here. 4-0 says Eamon. Macy says Eamon Green. Now Ings will get a consolation right at the end. Scott says second that was, and Jake, fine job, young sir. You should be proud of yourself. Thanks very much, James. Scott, sorry. Sufal, Hammer of the Year, and as well. Luke's in. Afternoon, ladies. I hope you are well. I hope you are well. Luke says, been down the pub for lunch almost like normal. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Let's have a look here. Vegeta, I hope you're well. A slight advantage for West Ham according to stats. Yeah. And Scott saying Leicester 3-0, Spurs 0, double whammy. We would like that. But Clive, anything you would like to say before we wrap things up?
Yeah, first of all, I think you'll do 3-0 tomorrow with Lingard, Benrahma, and Antonio scoring. And a huge congratulations to West Ham for their season. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Just watch out next season, mate, because I won't be so kind. We'll be turning you lot over.
The fighting talk starts. And Mike, Castle, James, anything you'd like to say before we wrap things up?
No, just reiterate what James said, really, mate. I think you've done a fantastic job. You kept a lot of people going over this dodgy period and these weird times that we've never experienced anything like it, even in my 60 years. I mean, well done, Jake. Big up to you, mate. And James also,
yes,
mate.
Same,
also,
yeah.
I've got to say that to you as well, mate. You've done really well on your channel, and I've really enjoyed coming on there, buddy.
Same here, Jake. Thanks for having me on as well, mate. I've loved it.
Yeah. I agree with the lads. I really do. It's been an hard 12 months, 15 months, and basically some football content's kept us going. Football's kept us going. Yeah. So yeah, like everyone who's done a bit on different channels, there's on all the channels. Like, do you know what I mean? Whether you love them, whether you hate them, they're all doing their bit to keep people sane, really. And obviously, it's been an hard time, and all I can do, and I won't forget the appreciation from Jake, like for letting me come on his channel and all that, and that don't go unnoticed. So there will come a time when something will be in the post weeding its way to his house in Somerset. So yeah, and I'll do that because that's the type of geezer I am. But yeah, listen, to all the lads, all the people that I've spoke to on this platform, on the Wednesday nights, the Thursday nights, the preview shows, the build-up shows, it's all been fun, it's all been good, and yeah, next season, Jake's got to do a double shift. Jake's got to do a Thursday night. So yeah.
Sunday, 30 Sunday, but we will love it, that's for sure. Scott says, love it, Clive. 6 points for us next season off Brentford.
Tell your dad to behave himself.
Brother says, thank you for your hard work. Thank you very much for tuning in, and obviously you guys on screen come on regularly, and it means a lot for you for coming on as well. Luke says, cheers Clive, legend, although London is claret and blue. That's a great job, JB, you're washing up tonight. Yeah, all right. Here Mike, Jake and James, cheers for all of the content. Here we go. Scott says, Benrahma masterclass pending at the Brentford Community Stadium next season.
He'll be welcomed. He will be welcomed when he comes back. He'll get a rousing reception. Yeah. We love him.
Yeah, it's good to hear, mate, guys.
Yeah, good to hear. Anyway, we are going to leave it there. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching, and for everybody for coming on. It's going to be an end of the season party tomorrow, whatever happens, but we're going to leave it there. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new around here. Come on, you guys, and we'll be back very, very soon. In a bit. See ya. Bye-bye.